So I wanna talk about red light, green light, but as far as the outfits, just random question, like, did they give you multiple of, like, your number?
No, so we had, like, our green sweatsuits, and then we had
Mhm.
our, like, T-shirts with our jackets, sorry, with our numbers on it, and then we had thermals, but we only had 1 set, but we had, like, multiple sets of thermals, multiple sets of underwear, multiple
Mm.
sets of, like, whatever you needed to go under, but we only got 1 T-shirt and 1 sweatpants shirt set.
Mhm. So since the show, there's been, talk between your interaction and your ending on the show with 065. And I want to get into that. But before we do, I mean, I've seen all these people talk on social media about their experience in the challenge. And I think watching it as a viewer, you know, seeing all these people get eliminated that first game, it's like, wait, why? I mean, they just couldn't stand still there, but they really had you filming that entire game for hours long. Can you kind of explain, like, so were you just holding a position for, I mean, 30 minutes at a time?
Yeah, so basically, we were holding our positions for 15 to 20 to 25 minutes at a time. It was freezing, so it was like maybe 20 to 25 degrees Fahrenheit, like 0
Mhm.
degrees Celsius. And then also, like, while you're holding your position, there's cameras coming around, people like getting shot, pow, 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 like all around you. You have to stay completely still the entire time. So, like, all of those factors like led to why it took so long. So in the
Mhm.
end, red light, green light did not last 5 minutes. It lasted
Mhm.
about like between 7 to 8 hours, depending on when you were able to finish. And like
Jeez.
your whole body was like so exhausted. Like in order to make it past red light, green light, actually, I think it was more of a mental challenge than a physical one because you had to basically dissociate from your body in order to make it through. Like
Yeah.
everyone has a story, a mechanism, a place that they had to go to in order to make it past red light, green light. It was like, yeah, the most physically demanding thing I've ever done in my life.
And do you think, so was it made to be that cold to make it even more uncomfortable? Is that part of the strategy?
Oh, 100%. It was in an empty airplane hangar. So they went there for a reason. They wanted us to be cold and uncomfortable. I mean, they cut over half the people.
Yeah. And while you were on this show, did you ever see, I mean, obviously you would interact with staff and production. How was your relationship with them?
They were around, like, they were always checking in on us, like, trying to
Mm.
see how we were feeling, whatever gossip was going on in the dorm, they were, like, always just, like, around.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they had a very, very, present presence in the dorm, to say the least.
Yeah. Did they seem accommodating? Like, were there some other contestants who were, like, much needier and, like, constantly asking for things and
Yeah, yeah, everybody has, like, dietary requirements or, like,
Mhm.
medications that they need or, like, whatever, or maybe they, religious practice, so they had to go and pray, during certain times of the day. So everybody had different, like, accommodations that they needed, and they were pretty accommodating, to be quite fair, except they didn't give us, like, outside time until much later, and they didn't give,
Mhm.
like yeah, we were definitely at, like, a vitamin deficit, like, they gave us,
Yeah.
like, bars and, like, they gave us so many things towards the end, I think. Like, we
Yeah.
got, like, chapstick as well towards the end, but, like, so many people had already been eliminated at that point, like, it's just, like, the
Yeah.
we should have gotten from the beginning, but, I would say overall they were accommodating once they realized that it was getting to a dire point that people needed, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially seeing that one contestant, like, steal the extra food. I mean, it made me question, like, I am such a foodie, like, I need to eat. Like, did you feel like you were given the proper, like, did they properly feed you and, like,
I
hydrate
mean, what
you
is
and
being properly fed? I mean, like, I think that what we found out later was, like, we were eating, like, around 1,000 calories a day, and I feel
Mm.
like that's, like, what you eat in a meal, a good, like, I mean, an American meal.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
truly.
a proper meal, but, like, I didn't even eat that much because I was so grossed out by the breakfast, like, that porridge
Mhm.
like, and to this day, it makes me, like, wanna vomit, so, like, I
Ew.
did this was, like I don't know if you've ever did you see The Matrix, Sloan?
Yeah, yeah.
When Neo, like, goes into the real world for the first time, he, like, pulls open that, like, slop that, like, they give to him.
Ew.
"What is this?" He's like, "Welcome to the real world."
Yeah.
That's what it was like. It was
Yeah.
just, like it was just I can't I just thinking about it, I haven't been able to it's like they call it porridge. I just think of it as slop.
Ew.
It was like this, like, bland oatmeal that just tasted like mucus. It was horrid. Like, so I didn't eat that. So for me,
Yeah.
I was actually getting closer to, like, probably 700 calories a day. And I was in there for 12 days. Um, So I do not fault Lorenzo at all about like getting the food. I also don't think that he took it from anyone. Like I think that like obviously they're trying to make this like as dramatic as possible,
Yeah.
but I don't remember anyone not being fed. So maybe
Mhm.
they gave us maybe they had extra, you know what I mean? Like obviously I never asked for extra food because that food was I didn't really want to eat it.
Yeah. You're like,
Uh,
"I don't need any more of this."
yeah, it was just like an extended fast basically.
Yeah. So the set is obviously very, like, just appealing, and it looks so much like the show. Did it when you were in person, did it feel that same way? Or, like, was it, I mean, very obviously a set, like, looking up, you would see, like, all the build, like, the
No, no,
structure they built
it
or
did not even feel like this. I felt like we were in another world. Like that's why I
Uh-huh.
think like it was so immersive that
Mhm.
that added to our experience, like the set, like being in there. Like it did not feel like we were just like playing around, you know, in this like
Yeah.
fake place. Like it felt like we were going into another universe. And I think that like added to like the psychological piece of it all because we were basically in yeah, like Squid Game universe. We were no longer on Earth. We were in a completely different place. Like when someone got eliminated, it felt like they were dying. Like or to like eliminate your friend, you feel like you were killing your friend. Like
Yeah.
it was just like the psychological element to it all. And the set definitely, I think, elevated that for sure because it was so realistic.
Yeah, I mean, the living quarters looked very bizarre. I mean, especially in the beginning with all those people. How was it like sleeping there and sleeping around all those people? Like, was it easy? I mean, it doesn't look easy. I feel like there'd be someone snoring. There's too many
Oh yeah,
people.
there was snoring, there was passing gas, there were people screaming at each other from across the room. Like it was an experience. Like it was like my I mean, I've never been to jail, but I presume what like jail would be
Yeah.
like if all the inmates were in one big room instead of like separate cells. Um
Hmm.
it was like a slumber party with everyone you know.
Yeah, and you don't know.
Then you don't know. Yeah, it was there was a lot going on in there. So yeah, it was really hard to sleep sometimes, to say the least. But like I think
Mhm.
at a certain point everybody needed sleep. Like the first 2 nights were kind of weird, but like as it dwindled down, people like we all needed to sleep. Like we needed it.
Yeah.
We were also just so mentally drained from like getting through each day.
Were there any moments that you feel like have been misrepresented, or some things that have happened? Like, was there like a fight or an incident, an injury that like you are surprised did not end up in the tape?
Oh, there's so many. I don't even have like the time to like I'm also part of this is like the trauma, you just like shove it down. So, but there's so many
Yeah.
moments that like completely got cut. Like there's so many things. Like there are even some beautiful moments. Like we
Mhm.
literally had like a kumbaya session where we all were like singing and like doing a karaoke and like just like singing together. There was a talent show where like someone like gave someone else a lap dance. Like
Mhm.
and all these like there were like some fun like cast vibey moments. You know what I mean? Like we were in the morning we'd wake up and like jog around. There was like morning yoga. So like there was a lot that like I didn't see in the show. There
Mhm.
was a lot of drama as well. Like, there was a lot of like plot holes to the drama that did happen because I think that they chose to to focus on specific characters instead of like some of the groups. Like it was like one or
Yeah.
two groups that got focused, but like there were like five or six groups in there, right? So like and all those groups there was drama like in between the groups or like drama in the group. Like are they gonna sit with us? Like because again, like we thought that we were
Yeah.
gonna play tug of war at some point. And
Mhm.
I think that like some of the castmates have said this, like we did play tug of war, it was just a mental tug of war. But like we were just so it's the question is like, do you sit in your line with the people that you have become close to in this game, or do you sit with the people like men, like big guys, basically, because like obviously like in tug of war, that's what you need. And so it was like a really difficult dynamic because everyone was expecting tug of war. It was written
Mhm.
on the wall, literally, just like in the original game.
Yeah.
That's like that dynamic of like people thinking that their teammates are gonna sit with them because like they say that they would, but then like in the last minute they move because they're like, you know what, this is a better line. I'm much more likely to make it through tug of war with these people picking up and like deserting their like
Mm.
it was a lot of that happening, people screaming at each other. I think they got a couple clips of that happening in the white room. But there were just so many other things that happened that like definitely didn't make the cut. Definitely didn't make the cut. But overall, I still think they did the best that they could with, like, so many people, like, that you can only
Yeah.
do so much.
How was it getting ready in the bathrooms? Like, did you have all your makeup, your products, like, everything you
No
needed?
product, no nothing, we had nothing.
They give you, like, toothbrush, toothpaste, like, shampoo, conditioner,
Toothbrush,
that's it?
toothpaste, shampoo and conditioner were out of these, like, I don't
The
know.
big pumps kinda?
Yeah, the big pumps, like, I guess, like, contraptions, containers,
Uh-huh.
in the bathroom. I don't even know if we had shampoo and conditioner. I think it was, like, both in one. It was just really dehydrating, watered down solution.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, there's nothing else. Nothing, no makeup, no nothing. Just like literally like body wash. They had lotion, again, watered down lotion. And then we
That'll
got
be good.
chapstick like maybe a week and a half in. They started giving us chapstick. I
So,
think I
I
still have
really? I read at some point that they did provide condoms. Is that something that's true? And oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, that's cute that it has your label on it
yeah,
too.
this is my number on it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
because I
gave
saw you made, like, a TikTok about the chapstick. Like, why were people asking about it? Like, what did you
basically, because in the beginning, they didn't give people chapstick, they wanted people to suffer.
Yeah.
So, like, people's lips were literally falling apart because they were so dehydrated. People
Ugh.
so they gave us condoms because obviously, like, it's a TV show, they want people to hook up, they want the drama, the sex, all the excitement. So there were endless supplies of condoms, but
Did they, like, anyone hook up? I don't
no.
think so, right?
Not enough for it to be I mean, it depends on what you call hookup, I guess, but
Oh
not
my god.
not, enough for it to become like a s and then the people that I do know, like, got on well, got cut
Yeah.
unfortunately quite early on, so it wasn't enough to, like, I guess
You
maybe
didn't have like, a Squid Games romance?
no. I don't, like, I don't understand how anyone can have a romance in a place like that, like, you're so deprived of your humanity. Anyways, back to the the condoms, since, like, there's obviously lube on condoms, people were taking, like, opening the condoms,
Uh-huh.
squirting out the lube and using it as, like, chapstick because that's how dehydrated their lips were. It was really sad. I snuck
Oh,
in some chapstick, so I never, like, had to worry about that, but
yeah.
people's lips were literally falling apart.